Alright, welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program, Target Individual Experience. So, like I said, welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program. Talking about the Prince. As I was exiting the apartment building, of course, you had a guy wearing red. You know what I'm saying? The red theme today, right? Just as yesterday, it's a continuation. I should have recorded him, but I was holding the door for, he had a bike. He was coming in with a bike. So I kind of held the door for him. And that's the reason why I didn't get to record him. All right. So anyhow, I was upstairs again in the New York Predator department using this siren. They got the perps standing over there. I gotta tell you, they got the perps. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. All right, stalkers, they have people waiting there. Of course, conspiracy against your rights. All right, and speaking of conspiracy against one's rights, and also deprivation of duties under the color of law, all right, while in their official capacity as government employees. This is what they do to us. I was watching there's YouTube channel called Here's the Deal. Certain channels that I really appreciate. Here's the Deal. Long Island Audit is another one. Corrupt Cops USA is another one. And a few videos I watched over the weekend. And one is you had these cops talking about, they're cops and they can do whatever they want to do. Right? So that's to let you understand their mindset. Okay? And then the one I was just watching is about these lawmakers in is it Tennessee or Mississippi? No, I think it's Tennessee. And because what happened is that they were arresting people, charging them with DUI, even though they were innocent. They were basically stopping a lot of older folks, people who have medical issues. Like, for example, for me, I have a herniated disc, right? Both sides. Pinched nerves, right? On both sides. And, so for me, for my balance, and particularly, the neurological damage that they've done to me, my balance is off. Sometimes, like I said, I have to be very careful how I'm turning, or even when I'm walking, I will lose my balance, right? This is why, also one of the reasons why I use a cane. Also, that it allows me the ability to bend, right? It allows me the ability to walk faster and walk. When I say faster, not really faster, but walk faster than I would normally have to walk without it. And also, I could walk a longer distance, right? Whereas if I don't have it, if I walk like 2 blocks, my back starts tightening up. And then I have to walk really, really slow. And this is just walking at normal pace. Not even like, oh, he's walking or they're walking. But at for me, normal pace is kind of like how I'm walking right now. Right? So, like I have balance issues. Right? So let's say if I was driving, I got pulled over at a DUI checkpoint, told to get out, and I'm doing the road sobriety test, right? I would fail it, according to them. Even though I would tell them, listen, I have a physical impairment as well as neurological impairment, and my balance, is not good, right? So this is what a lot of people that they pulled over and ticketed, and actually ticketed, but arrested also, ruining their lives, right? Because it's a scam, it's a racket. And sometimes they'll take months or even years, all right, for the blood test to come back saying that they're negative. And even when they come back saying that they're negative, these people's lives are already ruined. But what they found out is that it was a racket. You had police officers involved with lawyers, right, who would give people, charge people with DWI, right, a DUI, driving under the influence. And the officers wouldn't show up to court. They would be given recommendations for a lawyer, right, by the police officers. They will contact that lawyer. You know what I'm saying? They will show up to court. Officers don't show up, and eventually, after a year, get the charges dropped or dismissed. right? So this is again, this is racketeering, right? And using their capacity, using their official duty as police officers to deprive somebody of their rights, right? Now, again, the Tennessee passed this law saying that police departments and officers engaging in such practice, that they need to be more transparent, right, in terms of how many people they have arrested for DUI, and they turned out to be innocent, right? But my thing is, as with the channel, here's the deal, is that that's crazy, because we already had law on the books. We have laws on the books, conspiracy against rights, right? And also, like I said, what did I just say again? While they're in their official deprivation of rights under the color of law, right? Right. These things are laws to hold government officials and those who work within the capacity of government employees, i.e., law enforcement officers or accredited law enforcement officers, right, from violating your rights or to conspire to violate your rights, right? But these officers are never charged with such violation. They're never charged with conspiracy against your rights. They're never charged with deprivation of rights under the color of law, right? But it's who they are and what they do, right? They work in law enforcement and they can get away with what they're doing because they are law enforcement, all right? Anyhow, I'll talk to you guys in this video.